Welcome, everybody. It's time for the Mario Kart World Cup, baby. We are so back with another match, the last match of the first round of the bracket stage. We have Canada and Asia. I'm Bubbles, joined by my new co host, AJ. Say hello.
Hey, what's up? Happy to be here.
Is this your first cast?
It is. Well, at least for anything remotely serious. I've kind of done stuff like for fun for much smaller things, but in terms of like an official, broadcast, we've got graphics, everything. This is definitely the first, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're very excited to have you. We already have some hype in the chat for you, as you can
Oh,
see.
really? I might
Yeah,
have to
and
open that then.
I have a feeling we're going to have a good time casting this match. So, this is Canada versus Asia, the last match of the round one of the bracket stage. Let's see who we have for Team Canada. We have Artie, the captain, Bape, JP, Givener, Sopt, Thunda, and Tyson. Now, AJ, is this Canada's strongest lineup? Who do you think we can see at the top of the scoreboard or, um, doing the best out of this Team Canada lineup? Who you got?
I think in terms of highest score, we're going to be looking for John or Thunda, most likely. Both of them just incredible runners, very aggressive, good at getting to the front. In terms of best overall performance, I'm gonna be looking for Artie. He
Artie. Okay.
is incredibly annoying to play against, which usually means he's doing something right. He's been playing forever, tons of experience, great comms, great aggressiveness. We'll be getting a lot of kills in the mid pack for sure.
All the qualities that go into being a team captain, as you yourself are also a team captain.
I am. I was happy to take over USA at the start of April. And, we're still in. We went 3-0 in the preliminary bracket. We went 2-0 today. So I'd like to think we're doing pretty good so far.
Speaking of 3-0, Team Asia went 3-0. Unlike Team Canada, Team Asia went 3-0 in the previous stage, headed by Emil P, the captain Haruka, Mashi, Silver, T, and VC. You know, VC is a name I like a lot because if you were at the LAN in early January southbound, VC had a pretty unexpected run all the way to the finals. He had a ton of support in chat. The casters, when he was casted, he was being cheered on all the time. I feel like Team Asia has a lot. It's kind of like a ragtag group. It's made up primarily of players from India, Vietnam, Singapore, and the Philippines. But they really have something here, don't they?
100%. Haruka, like D1 with Cook the last season.
Yeah,
He didn't get a ton of playing time, but he was very active in scrims, and it definitely shows. He has the speed to compete with the best of Canada. And, for the experience side of things, Emil has been around for, how long? 10
yeah.
years at least,
Oh
playing
yeah,
like
he's
D1 World Cup
the
and League.
Daisy guy. Everybody
Exactly.
knows him. Everybody loves him. And Asia is just team good guy. Like you meet Haruka, you meet Emil P, you meet Mashi at lands, and you go, these guys are just the nicest people ever. So I think what they have is a lot of cohesion, you know?
100%. Well, at MomoCon, the only event I've been to, I was very pleasantly surprised with how nice everyone on this Team Asia team was that
Yes.
I had the pleasure to interact with. So, I'm rooting for him today. It'd be cool to see, at least one match get taken off Canada. I would love to see that.
So in the previous group stages, Asia went 3-0 against their opponents of Chile, Venezuela, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. Canada only went 1-2. They only won one and they lost two. However, their one win was over Team Italy, and their two losses were to two titans of Mario Kart, Spain and France. So can you really blame them for that? So looking at their records coming in, as we have 11 out of 12 players in the room, should be starting pretty soon. Even though Canada has the worst record in the tournament so far, can you really, put one team over the other here?
Um, I wouldn't say so. Canada, obviously, going against France, especially, even if they weren't quite as active as they have been in the recent weeks since. France is just no matter how much or how little they're playing the game, you can always expect them to perform. They've been
Always.
playing together as that same core group for as long as I've been playing Mario Kart, and I've heard, stories they've been going for way before then.
Oh
So,
yeah.
regardless of how individually good they may be whenever they're playing the match, you can always count on them to have that incredible teamwork, which definitely shows.
Yeah, speaking of always been around, I remember Artie from my Mario Kart Wii days, and anyone who knows me knows I'm older than dinosaur bones. And I remember Artie, aka Articuno, from the Mario Kart Wii days. So um, that experience is something we're going to see in space. I know Emil from Team Asia also, I mean, he's the Daisy guy. He's like the only one who would ever play Daisy in high level Mario Kart Wii. He held a lot of records as well. So lots of talent on each team. What do you think the deciding factor is going to be here in a team competition with so much like just raw talent on each side?
I think it's definitely gonna come down to who can be more aggressive because, like we said, Haruka, good enough to stay in the front for sure. But then
Yeah,
on Canada's side, they have multiple people. So if, Artie and Sopt especially are very aggressive, very good at hitting people, if they can kind of connect with their items in the mid pack and enable, the John and the Thunder
yep,
to really extend their lead, I think that's gonna be, like the key factor in this match.
yep. So everybody that's in chat right now, who do you got? You got Team Canada or you got Team Asia? We're doing the best we can with the stream POVs. We have, I think, just two. We were able to get one, barely able to get 2 points of view. So we're going to do the best that we can to deliver you the best content that we can. The room is getting started, and the first track we're going to is Shy Guy Bazaar. So we see just one Team Canada prediction, another Team Canada. Anybody backing Team Asia? Where are my believers at? All right, Shy Guy Bazaar, let's get right into it. Do you think people on the rail, how important is it now with the recent patch and 1.7 to get on this rail and get an early lead? Is it that
Um,
important as it was before?
I'd say definitely still important, especially if you're in first now, rather than taking turn skip, you can drop down, go around and get a double box, probably pull triple shrooms while still being in like second at worst. So
Okay.
getting on the rail at the start, making sure you have people up there in the front is still as important as ever on this track.
Okay, JPG off. It's pretty vital here because what you want to do is you want to have control of this lap transition rail, right? I think maybe that's a little blurry, but I think I can see Haruka up there. As you said, one of the strongest players for Team Asia can absolutely hold down the front. One of the best players in the game right now. And Pack is pretty spread out, favors the front, but we do see a little bit of a split. And now it depends on who can push up and also hold down those front spots.
Yeah, so right now we're going to be looking like, especially in like kind of that 2-3 area. I don't know exactly which players they are, but on this track that's so rail dominant, if they can, whoever's in third, be really aggressive, back on those rails, it's going to kind of isolate the top three and give them a chance at a kind of 2v1 to break into first place.
Yeah, especially if they can get like triple greens to back on these rails. Because at the start and the end of the lap, you're just on rails. So greens are really, really, really strong. I think I see a lot of red in the front. That's Canada. A mega to cover is really, really strong. This is a pretty common shock spot as well. So John covering that really well as he pushes to the front. And now I see Artie up there as well. Lots of Team Canada pushing towards the front. Can they do it? No! JPG goes down and has to recover, but only passed by Bape. Team Canada is up here and ready to play.
Yeah, we saw John die. Again, he instantly got rid of his bomb, though, knowing his teammate was coming up. And it was right in the middle of the track. Undoubtedly, someone on Asia connected with that. And it just gave them, you can see a slight breakaway in the middle pack there.
Super safe pull to defend the top spots. Lots of invincibility coming up, though. VC and a Bill. Only Haruka, I believe, for Team Asia was able to maintain the top spot. This is going to be a good, I think, opening race for Team Canada as they finish 1-3-4.
Yeah, great start for Canada.
So
And I
a
believe
lot
it's
of
a little blurry, but I think we got, Artie first, Thunder third. Like we were talking
Yep.
about, Artie, I'm sure was aggressive, was able to hit Haruka out,
Yep.
let him get into first. Thunder, ass staying there right next to him, putting a lot of pressure on Haruka in first when he was all alone.
And I feel like, yeah, I'm not nearly as knowledgeable in this game as you are. So I'm going to pick your brain a little bit here. Is a group front run starting like on lap 2 and onwards. Obviously, it depends on the track, but like take Shy Guy Bazaar. If holding 1-3-4, is that a relatively safe position to be?
Yeah, 100%. Especially any track that is rail dominant, which is a lot of them in the game.
Yeah.
Any track that is very heavily dominated by rails, especially if you're in 3, 4, 5, very common to pull triple items. Nanas, greens, reds, anything that you're able to back on a rail. It either forces the team to go around off the rail, losing a bunch of time, or they just die to it, right? So no matter
Yeah.
what, it really opens a lot of space for your team in the top spots.
Yeah, speaking of space, having control over tight spaces, like the shortcut here at the top of the big first turn in Salty Speedway is really good to have control of, and that's what Team Canada is going for here with their pick. Triple Shroom's going to be the item to look for. JPG keeps on giving her all the way up to the top. No, down to the bottom, but spam those Shrooms. Try and get more, as I believe a member of Team Asia is up there at the front. Haruka.
John high roll in that ghost, great pull. Unfortunately, used it right away, but I think again, another track like this, lots of rails. It's really good to be up there using the ghost. Gonna burn the shroom here to get onto the rail. Just holding the top spots as a team is always a great decision. Unfortunate bomb from Soft. I think he maybe failed the NISC and panicked a little bit. I'm not sure.
Always a hectic area. He was trying to use that ghost I saw on the monitor to try and steal triple Shrooms from Haruka, who was in first, but failed to do so. As we know, boos don't always target the person in front of you now. So, great idea, but the game said no. And now Haruka's pretty clearly in first. And so Thunda up here, 2-4 for Team Canada. Asia trying to cement their top spots up here. But Canada is just kind of forming a wall, 2, 3, 4. They're not allowing Asia to get up there. Okay, Shaka
Great
build
shot
dodge
from Asia there.
Yeah.
Got John right before NISC. Haruka presumably had some sort of airtime in first off the pole probably. He's still way up there in one. Lots of Asia coming in behind him.
Now JPG forced to bag as Asia is all of a sudden up there. Lots of momentum. Haruka firmly holding up in the front and joined by the teammate VC, who I think dodged and built. Or is that Red up there?
No, that is going to be Thunda in second. He, I'm not sure how it looks these days, but a couple months back, he was top 10 on this track. He was one of the people who was really good really early on. And it still shows even now, even if the time isn't reflected properly.
Wow. I'm always so nervous to do that right trick, but John executes it perfectly all the way up to third, and another 2-3 for Canada. Milp probably up there in fourth. The only person seems on planet Earth that plays Daisy anymore. And a 1-4. Okay, a little counter punch from Team Asia, as that should be a slight positive for them. Canada's track pick.
Great race, great shock use. And, a lot of people will cover a little sooner there, I think, but Asia kind of delaying, waiting until Haruka could get some kind of momentum in first place, a little further away from the typical spot. I'm sure no one on Canada was expecting it or covering, that kind of position. So great shock use from Asia there.
I want to go back and do a little bit of analysis. JPG pulled that ghost second set and saw Haruka in first with triple Shrooms. Do you think using the ghost there is the correct decision?
100%.
Maybe
Except
hold it for later.
the thing is, I'm not sure the exact timer of this, but if you pull a ghost and you use it at the start of a race, people are still immune to their item being stolen. I'm not sure the exact cutoff. It might be, 20 seconds maybe, but I'm sure, you play Wars, you've noticed. If you pull a ghost first set and you spam it, you would just always get the single shroom, right? Nothing ever gets stolen. So I'm sure that was the case there, 'cause especially with the update where you get your triple shrooms and you're getting to that item set way faster than you would, pre 1.7. I'm very sure the timer is still active for that.
I actually didn't know that. So he didn't steal a single shroom from somebody. He actually stole nothing.
Yeah, the game just gave him a shroom. It's the same as if you use it in first place. Just kind of gives you a free shroom.
Okay, speaking of shrooms, here we go. It's a race to the front on Team Asia's track pick, Whistle Stop Summit.
Yeah, here it's the same kind of
claustrophobic here.
Yeah, 100%. Same thing. Mashi pulling a feather, which is really nice. He's going to be broken away here. As long
Yeah.
as he can hit all the NIST, he should be looking good for the front run. Canada 2-3 behind him, though. And again, on these rail-heavy tracks, Tyson potential to pull triple greens. Ashi's going to have to pay attention to his rear view. Actually, there's nothing coming up at him.
Yeah, rails are really easy to back, as you said. And triple greens.
Oh, here
is
we
really
go. See, I'm
good in
sure we're going to
second.
see these thrown up.
Yeah. I mean, probably not going to connect going up, but probably good for defense, because if Mashi has like something like a banana or a green to back on this rail right here, probably going to want to back it right here.
Unfortunate fail from John. Pretty lucky that none of his teammates ran into that bomb, but you could see the panic when he threw away his greens.
Canada in formation, 2-3-4. Tyson going down, and another person, Team Canada, shrooming up. They've just had a stranglehold on these upper mids, which is what's carrying them in the score sheet so far.
Yeah, great Nana from Mashi there. Everyone at this level is going to be going for Red Rock, and they all land in the same exact spot.
Yep.
So if you can put your Nana there, it's pretty much unavoidable.
What a
Great
ghost
play from
pull.
Mashi. Yeah, John pulls a lot of those.
A feather from
he's
Tyson as
famously
well.
known. John's
2, 3,
famously
4,
known for
5.
those. Hammock might affect people at the end on the bottom trying to shroom up. Don't think so, though.
Lots of big balls on the line. Oh, watch out.
Ooh. Good avoidance.
Haruka sneaking up. Is that a top two?
Is that a top two? It might
Yeah,
be.
top two. Mashi, strong run, great backs. It made enough of a difference. Remember that hit on lap 3 on JPG?
Oh, it's only going to be second. Thunder was able to
okay.
sneak into first. Maybe he did get affected by that Kamek at the end.
Yeah.
Wasn't quite able to tell, but I'm sure the big chain chomps at the end, at the very least, affected his line, even if he didn't lose his drift.
Yeah.
Great job by Mashi, though. Like, he was up there, kind of in a Haruka situation where he's all alone, able to fend off, 2, 3, maybe even 4 Canada members behind him. So
yeah,
great job from him there.
That's what Canada's doing here. They have enough raw talent to just push to the front and take whatever shortcuts, tight lines, avoid any back spam, and just push to the upper mids and just stonewall Team Asia, who just, either with items or shortcuts or whatever, just can't seem to break through to the tops without maybe the shock that we saw on Salty, right? So so far seems like a case of just being outmuscled. Team Canada outmuscling Team Asia, which is on paper kind of what you see based on like lounge MMR and stuff and experience level.
100%. This Canada LU, I believe all of them are at worst diamond in lounge, and I think
which is still ridiculously high.
Yeah, and on the Asia side, I think they don't have a single player who's reached that. So the individual skill difference is definitely there.
Yeah.
But I mean, Asia's it's still relatively close. They can for sure keep up as long as they're being more aggressive with their items, try to keep the pack somewhat close to catch up at the end.
Wow. Only one set of triple shrooms for Team Canada, which is kind of unlucky, would you say?
Yeah. Oh, John off the nice save.
Wow.
But yeah, on this track, that second item set, I believe you can still pull the triple shrooms from, which clearly John just got them in. I think that was 4th place, so he's able to still be in the front despite falling off into the grass.
Okay, so what do we see on the minimap here? This is kind of where the pace is set. He's got to give up position. Yeah, smart to give up position. Still maintain front presence, though. Pushed out again by Emil's triple bananas as Team Asia starts to do what Team Canada has been doing to them all day so far. Set up the front run. Block the rails, because we're coming up to the rail part of the track where if you can't take the rails, you just cannot play the game, as John just pulls defense to gain access to this all-important rail, but instantly gets hammered off.
Somewhere. Possibly a camera snipe even, based on the angle. I mean, it was almost straight perpendicular to the rail.
Okay, look at that mini-map. A couple reds still pushing up to the front from Team Canada.
John
but
how demolished in the
how
back.
good is this lead based on this pack position? Are the fronts safe, or are they in danger?
I would say it looks like a blue just spun out on the spiral, and another blue has spun out on the spiral. So now at this point, the tops are looking, at least Thunder in first. He's most likely guaranteed, barring the blue shell. Second place can definitely be caught. Triple reds, golden at the end, very possible for him to be passed. But yeah, Thunder. I mean, he's got
Look at him
one
go.
on.
Yeah. Nobody taking the cut on the last turn is going to catch him. This Bill is going to feed families. And the Golden, too. Look,
Wow.
hit all the way to the back. And all of a sudden, the Rang misses. The Fire cannot connect. He is ice cold crossing the finish line for a smooth fourth. Wow. He
Yeah,
just
see,
kept
that's
on
what I
giving
mean.
her.
Like, yeah, like tracks like this, really, unless you have that, multiple second lead that Thunder had, it's really never safe. You're really
Yeah.
never safe.
But that's what he did. Like, Thunder's just that good.
No,
Right?
he is. He is an incredible player, and he's just a humble office worker as well. Like, he gets home from his 8 to 4, hops
Yep.
on Mario Kart, plays some lounge, repeats the next day.
He puts
Gotta
in the
love it.
work, and then he goes home and puts in the work
Exactly.
to be the best. Call it working overtime to earn that paper. And he's
Yeah, he gets home and he clocks in for his second shift. Some would say his lounge
Yeah.
shift.
Yeah, I'm looking at the matches that Thunder played in the group stage. The one win against Italy got a 115 overall. And even in the 2 losses against Spain, he got 95, and against France, he still got 88. So Thunder is like an all-star player. Not just one of the best on Team Canada, but like he's an all-star. He's one of the best.
Yeah, no, he's incredible, and he's another one he has a ton of top level experience in Wii, so he's used to it. A new game, but he's been around for a while. He was a custom track player who's
Yeah.
grandmaster, competes at the highest level in Wii. So
So many Wii players.
yeah, a lot of I find a lot of Wii players like this game, and I think it's because it's a lot more like item reliant. The placement based items, it feels
Yeah.
much more natural for them.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, you were a Wii player yourself, so I'm sure you could probably give better insight on that.
That's what I was thinking when I like was discovering and getting a feel for Mario Kart World. It plays a lot like Mario Kart Wii, like a lot. There's less of deluxeification in World and more of Mario Kart Wii. Like you can depend on your own ability to influence the outcome of races. Cheap Cheap
100%.
Falls. Speaking of when the game came out, Cheap Cheap Falls was a shroom up at the end kind of track, but now you can really hold your own, especially if you get triple shrooms at the start of the race. Although I didn't see that. There's one Asia player at the very, very front. I think that's a Baby Daisy. We got tabs
That
on a
is
Baby Daisy.
Daisy.
Might be VC, honestly. Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, VC. I'm pretty sure he's also a great T tier. So him
Yeah.
having that kind of breakaway makes complete sense.
It's actually a top 2.
Really?
I only saw one little blip of blue, but it's a top 2, very strong. But this Golden is going to cut into that, and that's what Canada can consistently do and have been doing to Team Asia, is just slice up to the front much better than Asia has been doing. Emil up in first. The bomb is dangerous, but I mean, bombs don't really work in this game, do they? Shock coming in. What did that shock do?
I'm not sure. It's a little blurry for us, so I couldn't quite make out who was dodging. But I don't think anyone died. It might have
No,
just been
nobody.
exactly that, like a neutral shock from Asia, probably to keep Emil in the front, get rid of the shrooms from Canada.
Yeah, which is good. Feel like you don't always have to make people dodge. It just has to set up your team as best as possible to get a good race.
Exactly.
Emil, as long as Emil performs, should be good for first place, unless there's just something that JPG can do at the very last item set. But now it's just a matter of mid-pack, low-pack shrooms up to the front to get the best possible spot on this race, which we couldn't really see, but it's a
bottom
great
3 from
race for
Canada.
Asia. Yeah, the game changer
So
here.
another great shock use from Asia. I think it looked like Canada was kind of a lot of those awkward mid spots. So using that kind of shock to just get rid of their goldens, their triple shrooms, great, because they're going to go through that set in the 4 through 8 kind of range where you really need the high roll to get shrooms for the end, whereas all of the Asia players in the back will guarantee get exactly what they're looking for the end of the race.
Yeah. So I want to ask, there's been a lot of, speaking of other Mario Kart games, you get spots on a certain track and then you pick another track based on your spots. How well in Mario Kart World do your finishing spots carry over to another track? Like, how much of a momentum swing do you think this or this bottom three is for Canada, in importance for Team Asia, or does it transfer at all? How important is that?
Honestly, I think it doesn't
Be
really
honest.
matter. No,
Yeah,
it doesn't really
I
matter. You know,
with
no,
the
there are some
existence of triple
tracks.
shrooms in first set, that's nuts.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
there are
just
some
nuts.
tracks like Sky High where, if a lot of people have been picking it for first. So, you get your first place, they get 2 boxes because most
Yeah,
tracks don't have 2 boxes at the first item set. So, having
right.
double the chances to roll those triple shrooms to keep the lead is very, very useful. But most of the time, doesn't really matter,
Yeah, I think
unfortunately.
Sky High is like the only track that you can get 2 boxes at the start. Pretty
You
sure.
got tracks like RMC. It's pretty close. If you get 1 shroom, at least you can shroom up. This track, Starview Peak, if you pull even a single shroom, I believe you can make it to the second item set. So if you can
Yes.
get there and, top 5, get the triple shrooms, you should be good to keep your fun presence.
Yeah. Saw a lot of shrooms up in the front. A little bit from either team. There's a spike. I think that was T. Thunda obviously going up there. Got redded out though. So a tight pack on Starview, which is really interesting. And something I feel you don't see a whole lot of.
Yeah, no, definitely not. The cut can be very, very chaotic, especially, a lot of people will shroom up and just kind of back their item,
Yeah.
hope it's not their teammate. So to see the pack still this close, it's not something you usually expect. I think
Yeah,
John is in a great spot here, though. Golden
I was
triple
just
shrooms
about
with
to
such a
say.
pack.
Yeah.
He is probably going to be up in the front by the end of this lap, I would say.
And that's just what Canada has been doing, just breaking up to the top spots, finding that way, using the talent and the game knowledge to get all the way up there as this golden through the water, super strong, as we know. Is that a red shell to the right?
Might be a little hard to tell, but
Yeah. But we're doing our best.
Canada's still like top 3, incredibly strong position. Presumably one of them at least will have mushrooms to hold that spot at the end. John with his shrooms in 7th. They're looking like a pretty good race.
If Asia can cast the lightning bolt like at second set, get rid of these top shrooms and like get their own items to take cut, I think that might be the only lifeline.
Yeah, for
Which they
sure.
have pulled some clutch shocks before.
Well,
And
here we
there's
go.
second set shock for Asia, getting them into set. John also gets an item, but this is the chance
Does
for
roll the
Asia.
golden.
Oh, he's so good. Good players get good items.
Exactly.
He's so good. Look at this. And he's going to get another 9th place box after this golden. Look at this guy go. This is like an easy third on my screen, no?
It's looking pretty good. Oh, it's Haruka, I believe, just died on the tight line,
Oh,
unfortunately.
no.
But
Okay, all the way up there to 5th, right
Oh,
behind
wait.
Artie 4th.
I didn't even realize like 3 people died on the shortcut. I wonder if there was an item there that maybe lagged and killed everybody. But
Wow. Top 2, 4, 5. And Canada's just right back.
yeah, see, like
But-
a situation like that, even though Canada still gets top 2, they were so far ahead that they were always going to get top 2. So Asia used that shock. Top 2 was on the glider. That's fine. They can have it. They were able to salvage 3rd, which,
Yeah.
when the race is looking that dire, that's kind of all you can ask for is some kind of salvage, which is exactly what they got. So
It's a tough pill to swallow, but if you're high level, you look at the mini map and look at your item situation and be like, what's realistically the best that I can do? And Canada's, as you said, so far ahead that you have to play for 3rd at best. Just give up the top 2 because they earned it.
Yep, exactly.
And take advantage of Mario Kart's comeback mechanic as best you can, using the opportunities available to you. And feeling kind of feeling myself predicting that shock.
That was great. That was great.
Maybe Canada did as well. Maybe using a ghost up front to dodge that. Who knows? But give yourself the best opportunity with the items that you have. And fair play to Asia. That's what got them 3-0 in their group stage. They've done well so far, but going up against this Canada team, I think they're just getting out-muscled so far.
Yeah,
But-
and that's kind of a trend we saw today with a lot of the first round matches. Unfortunately, there was 2 that was really close, and they were great. But the reality is that the top, 5 or 6 teams just have that, kind of skill difference that it's hard to make up for. But
Yeah.
Asia's doing pretty good so far. If they can string a couple good races, I do think they could take at least a match, which would be
Yeah.
very exciting to watch.
They got it in them. They got the talent. And they got the nanas for sure. Oh my goodness. 3 nanas up in the top 3. Or sorry, 9 nanas up in the top 3. But John shrooming up to first.
Oh my!
What a
Great nana
banana.
snipe attempt.
It's probably a
Probably
mill
from
or
VC.
VC. Yeah.
Both of them had plenty to throw.
Kid's got ice in his veins. And bananas spinning around him. Okay, Haruka up in first, second. And a giant
second.
T just
I believe that's top 2 for Asia, maybe even top 3.
top 2, top 3.
As John continues to spin out. Poor
Okay,
guy.
so Asia has broken through. Finally. They're up there. They have the presence. They have the momentum. But on a track like Burnout, which is one of the most, bottom-heavy or, influential tracks in the game, no? Like, how safe is this lead for Team Asia? How comfortable
I
can
would
they
say
feel?
this lead, the end, you can have that big shroom cut at the end, but it's not as crazy as it seems. I
Yeah.
think the bigger issue with this lead is lack of rails. It's a little bit harder to make aggressive plays. As we see,
Yeah.
Haruka, unfortunately, getting rid of his defense as triple reds are pulled behind him. But, I mean, I think whoever's in first, they're looking pretty good to hold this plus 15. So now
Yeah.
it's on the right. Oh, great green snipe from Haruka there.
Canada Shock from 8th place, getting Asia all after the item set. And here comes JPG again with the golden. This rang's going to hit, but not going to matter too much. Doesn't get him off glider, which would have been the key component as he's going up, up, up. Barely going to chain, yes. In addition to the triple shrooms, is going to get up to maybe 4th. VC making a name for himself. Goldening, probably going to get to 3rd. Funda's up there as well. Going to go around the cut. Blue shell out, not going to connect. And fire on the line to get T, yes. Gets T just before the line, which gets Funda and JP giving her a spot. And Canada just weathering the storm against Asia's onslaught.
Really unlucky to lose first at the end there because the blue shell was thrown last second, which makes me think they were probably holding that, and probably not able to shroom up at the end, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah. I wonder how impactful. I kind of wish I could see that shock again. That shock was used by Team Canada in 8th place, getting a lot of Asia after the item set. But Asia still pulled off a pretty good comeback, which I think was fronted by their bottom spots, whoever could get an item box there at the very end. VC, one of them. We saw VC goldening up at the end to a very high spot. So a bit of a neutral shock. I mean, I probably wouldn't have done anything else with it. But when you can't dodge anybody, neutral is always the best option.
Yeah, and especially if, depending on how many people they had behind the shock user, it might not even be considered, a neutral shock if they had 2 or 3 people behind, all with goldens.
Effectively
So-
dodging, yeah.
Yep, exactly.
And one of the great unique aspects that Mario Kart World has is like, you don't just ask who has shock, you have to ask what position they're in, and take advantage of that, which I really like for the team play dynamic for this game.
Yeah, it also makes it interesting if you're on the opposing team because it gives you something else to look out for, to clue in that maybe they have it. So, I know it's a pretty controversial decision, but I think there's definitely a lot of fun benefits that it brings to the game.
Toad's Factory, I can't see a whole lot of shrooms up front, but I have to think that whoever's up there with a shroom is gonna take a bit of a lead here. Not that much. This cut isn't super polarizing, I feel like, so it's not that good, as we see a very tight pack still up in the front, but a lot of blue, which we want to see more of from Team Asia, right? Like you said, it's not real heavy on the rails on Toad's Factory, so it's difficult to suppress Team Canada from the front, but still possible, and just right as I say that, Team Canada up to the front, probably Thunder, who knows?
Probably. And this is one of the tracks where I'd say that's even an exception because while there's not a ton of rails, there's also not, a ton of shroom shortcuts to even take. Like you said, the one at the end of the track, pretty minor, doesn't save that much time. The minimal time save that you do get from the end shortcut really comes in the form of catching like the pace breaks where you're able to stay on this first green conveyor belt for most. See, like, if he was able to shroom up there, maybe he saves that point too that lets him sneak under that conveyor belt. Small stuff like that is what adds up over the course of the whole race.
This is a top 4 for Team Canada, but it's broken up a little bit. I was about to say it's really safe, but the Reds are ghosted by Mashi, doesn't go down to the boomerang, is able to red out some Team Canada, and Asia's whittling away. Last set, JPG gonna salvage whatever he can. One shroom and then something, maybe a golden. Yeah, probably a golden. He's been doing it all day. Up the right side for maybe a seventh place for JPG, but they were really well protected at the front. But did the top 3 hold on for Team Canada?
Believe
barely.
So.
Got broken into just a little bit.
First. Asia was able to sneak in, though, to the top a little bit to salvage the race. But it's just, they're going to need something bigger at this point in the match.
I feel like that race could have been a lot worse because the formation for Team Canada going into the start of lap 3 was a top 3 and then JPG bringing up a top 4 with triple reds. But Mashi ghosted the reds, luckily. Did not get hit by JPG's counter fire with the boomerang and was able to slowly pick away at that top. So that could have been, I think, so much worse for Team Asia. But, salvage what you can. Use the opportunities that you get. And, it's still a positive for Team Canada. They continue to climb to differentiate, to, increase that lead. It's now a, 54-point lead for Team Canada. The mountain grows higher, but for Team Asia, they're not giving up. They're here to play.
Yeah, at 54, I mean, it's a big lead, but it's like, one good race, one good shot call. You can, cut that down to a one race gap.
Yeah.
You can just, good shot, top three mid spots, get a plus 20, you're right back in it. And especially a track like this, lots of potential to make a good shot call and really break away.
Do people still use shock right at the start of Section 3? Like at the first set, Section 3? Or is that too predictable?
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But I've really, with USA especially, I've been trying to great camera snipes from JPG there, or at least an attempt.
Onto Thunder, I think.
But, I've really been trying to deviate from the standard shock spots because that kind of stuff is what can really separate a team or make the difference in a race.
I feel like the deadliest shocks are the most unexpected.
100%, 100%. There's a couple months ago, I started messing around with something on Shy Guy Bazaar, and I don't want to publicly leak my information, of course, but it's been having pretty good results.
Okay.
So
hopefully
we can get some usage out of that tomorrow versus Italy.
Okay, coming up to where shock is starting to be available. The second set it is available at. JPG going for maybe a dodge here at night. No, this guy just gets goldens all day. I remember J-Dash at MomoCon. He just goldened up at the end. And, they are very good friends, John and J-Dash. So
something to do with the J name, I think.
Yeah. J-Power.
Yeah, if you're not going to get a dodge there, that's the pull you want for exactly this reason. Able to take that golden cut over the gap, and now he's, high up here with a shroom behind Artie. Early shock. That obviously a Team Asia shock, but I wonder how many people. Great boomerang from VC as he dodges in the ghost.
And that's, making the most of the shock is not only dodging or getting into a good box, but making the most of whatever you get, because after the shock, everybody's vulnerable. And JPG was just caught by surprise. And it was a solid top 3 formation, as usual, from Team Canada. But that's what Asia's been getting slowly and slowly better at. Picking into it, breaking it. They're figuring out how to slowly dismantle the Canada tops, which is going to be the key to the match. But can they do it well enough in time to win the match? So,
yeah, they've been doing good so far. And now with that early shock use, we're probably going to be looking to see if there's another one in play here by the start of lap 4.
Probably
so
Section 4 NISC, maybe. Bill Golden.
We got Great pull from JPG. Always able to get these pulls in the high spots.
Now it's a matter of holding it to dodge or using it to catch up, because you could probably easy break into a top spot using... Is this a good build spot here, actually?
If you dive off to the right here, which I'm sure we'll see, yep, that's going to be a bill extension, which means, like, you see him, he's in third place. It's just going to keep going. It's not going to end until he gets to the lane. You see, even the player in first is also in a bill.
Oh, my goodness.
So Canada top 3, all with...
Once again.
Oh, low battery from John.
Low battery.
Sure he plugs that in.
And there they are, Canada in the top 3 formation once again, with a horn in first.
Yeah, a position like this, basically unbreakable if you're Asia. You're going to need a miracle. Looking for even a blue
shock.
shell, you know, is not
Shock
enough.
on the NISC.
So, yeah, we're going to need a second shot.
Yeah. I would ask if they even take the NISC, but if you're playing for a World Cup at a high level in the bracket stage, you got to be able to take the NISC here, right?
Yeah, no, this NISC, you know, at the start of the game, it was pretty tricky. We weren't really, you know, great at the mechanics yet, but at this point in the game, everyone in this room should be able to hit it, you know, 99% of the time. So.
And now, once again, Asia is in salvage mode. The top 2, maybe even top 3 is just locked. We might see a bomb play here, but probably not. Don't want to get too greedy. Canada with another solid positive. Just keep building, and the lead was 54 going into this race, but now it's even bigger.
Looks like Canada's also in the back, though. So Asia may be able to salvage some of those mid spots.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, 4 or 5. Not bad, but again, it's just we need better at this point. So it's looking at this point it's looking a little dire, but hopefully they can salvage what they can, try to keep the mental up, maybe going into match 2.
Yep. 3 to go. 3 to go, and the game on the line. This is best of 3, though, as we know. So even losing this war for Team Asia, which is still at this point a hypothetical, as we're going to restart a few things real fast, trying to get you a better quality of stream. Not the end of the world losing the match 1, but you take it to the locker room, discuss a few things, don't get demotivated. I feel like the mental game of Mario Kart isn't talked about enough, because whether you're feeling good or feeling bad, I feel like for a lot of people, me included, it affects how you play, your confidence in yourself, and when you don't have confidence, what do you have?
No, 100% you are right. That's what makes, you know, Japan and France especially, yes, they are good individuals, but they are so aggressive and so good at hitting you that it can be tilted. It can be incredibly frustrating to play against, and that's half the battle when you're going against teams who are really good with their items. You know, that's Soft is great at that. Artie's great at that. It's what makes all the most annoying players. It's what makes them, you know, annoying to play against. Is being so aggressive, being so good at using that aggressiveness.
So Thunda and a couple other Team Canada players at the top of the scoreboard, but also behind the scenes, the item hits going out from Sopt, who we know is great with the L button.
100%, 100%. Sopt, it's the way he plays the game, and it works, especially, you know, in a team environment when he's got such great runners. It just enables them that much more.
Yep.
And see, there you see insta early aggressiveness from John in the front. Might even shroom here to use the coin box.
And we can't even understate how important that item hit is. Like, it's still early, plenty of race left, but that's what Canada's been doing, is establishing themselves in the top and taking Asia out whenever they present themselves.
Yep, exactly. Because this is a track where even though it's not, you know, super rail dominant, it's very easy to be aggressive. It's very dangerous to die, especially on that section after set 2. If you fall off the map there, respawn is really bad, loses a ton of time. So got to be extra careful coming up to this part of the map.
There's a ton of tight lanes that are really don't give a whole lot of freedom to dodge stuff. Like hammers, I know hammers on this section are deadly because there's just nowhere to go. And that's
hammers
where
are pretty
Canada's
deadly everywhere. They got
Speaking
big
of
hitbox.
Never seen stops really much in the front. Oh, watch out for the boom boom. Okay, it's not here. I was expecting the boom boom to be right before the glider and for this to be really, really entertaining, but it's
Instead it jumped off the map.
Yeah. Rip boom boom.
Yeah, no, like you were saying, you know, Soft, you don't see him in the front. he is very capable of running if the situation calls for it. But what he does best is sit in the middle and hit people out while oh, John possibly off the
Save
map.
it, save it. Oh no. Oh, rare driving
Well,
error. Let's see how much this impacts the race. Full of
Artie
golden?
also
No.
hit off the map in first. It looks like Asia's gonna get first.
Wait.
Maybe even top
No
2.
way. No way, right? Where did Asia come from? Actually, Asia
looked-
didn't
a
come
lot
from
of
anywhere.
A lot of Canada in the back. That I think that's
They
gonna
just
be a great race
disappeared.
for Asia. Yeah,
Canada,
they got
what
at
happened?
least first, maybe even top 2. 1, 3, 4. So
Okay. Okay. You know, we take those. We take those.
that
for
is
Team
a good
Asia.
start. That is a good start for getting things in the right direction. Maybe even catching up at the end of this game, although probably just getting the momentum swung for the start of match 2.
I kind of liked what John did at the start of the split path, which is like the huge like rail launch off to the right, because in case of an Asia shock into set there, he gets super airtime and is relatively unaffected. But dare I say, as he was switching paths from the middle over to the left, target bloopered.
You know,
Huh?
the
Huh?
target blooper maybe is a thing, but I think at that point he should just commit to the right side.
So you think
because
he's just bad? He's just
yeah,
bad
for
at
sure,
the game?
for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Terrible. Get
Yeah,
together, John.
I gotta be honest. That is a first. I've never seen someone fail like that, so it was impressive, at the very
Yeah.
least.
It was really funny too.
Yeah, all of Sop's hard work doesn't amount to much if your teammates are jumping off the map, unfortunately.
Yeah. Dang. Unlucky. Okay, Bowser's Castle. I tell my team to pick this for like enemy top 3 or top 4. Because usually my experience is, and you tell me yours, is top spots just clash and like 3 people fall off the cut. And then the bottom spots get shrooms and then they have a clear path to the front. Is that your experience, or is this a good pick
Yeah,
for people in the front?
that's pretty accurate. People pick it for top spots, and if you make it across the cut, that's great. Especially if you pick it for first and you pull a shroom, you can instantly shroom up on the bottom path and you're relatively uncontested, which can be nice. But there is a lot of lag in this section. You're very prone to kind of just having your top spots dismantled by no real fault of your own, which can be a little risky. But a track like this, very skill based, lots of strats that you can lose a lot of time on if done poorly. I think Canada it's a pretty safe pick no matter those spots.
Okay, Asia shrooming up. Haruka first. Emil P second.
I'm
This
hoping we're
horn-
gonna see John swerve and horn him here. Maybe he didn't go
Ooh.
for it, but I think he probably could have just ended Haruka's race right there. If he
I mean,
so
it's
wanted
safe.
to.
It's safer, right? He's threatening. The longer he holds this horn, like the more staying power he has, right? And what's
Yeah.
stopping him from like maybe slow horning off this glider, Although
Very
I'm sure
true.
Haruka's spacing is good enough for that. Although Emil P and Haruka all,
Looks like Thunder
Suddenly-
just took him out.
yeah, nowhere to be seen. Canada once again just breaking through to the tops, and Asia just powerless to stop them. And here is where the horn is used. Skillful player.
Always
Didn't
gets
use
what he
it
need.
super aggressively. Well, he held it. He could have like swerved and horned, but chose to hold it for insurance, and just that threatening aura, that threatening power. Because the longer you give yourself more options, the longer you hold it, right? And what a decision that turned out to be for his race and his team.
Yeah, in a 6v6 environment, it's always kind of like just weighing the options where
Yeah,
the chance is your team is pretty much just as likely to pull the blue shell and hold it for you. So it's just how much you value making an aggressive play or how much value you can get from it versus holding the horn for exactly that situation.
I wonder if Team Asia just got triple reds right there, because they need something right here. This top 2 needs to go if Asia's going to claw their way back. This is race 11. There is the end of this lap, and then one more race, and then game 1 will be over. And Asia, strong upper mid presence, but not good enough. Canada, another top 2, and a couple other mid spots as well, breaking through Team Asia. Another great race.
Yeah, another bottom 2 from Canada though. If Asia, they seem to be getting a lot of those mid spots.
Yeah.
If they can just sneak into the front a couple more times, I do think with how they're currently playing, they 100% can take a match.
Yeah. But too little, too late so far. It's a difference of 60, and game 1 goes to Team Asia. So now, what are your thoughts on, like, the value of, like, just what does this race mean for either team?
I think Canada, you know, they are just the better team, regardless of how this race goes. They're probably
And
going
they've
to be
shown it.
unaffected. You know,
Yeah.
they're probably not going to really care if they get a bad race. But for Asia, if they're able to get a good race here, try to swing some momentum back their way going into match 2, I think it would go pretty far. But, you know, if they get, you know, minus 30, big race might be pretty demoralizing. So I would just be looking to avoid a situation like that if I'm Team Asia.
Do you think Sopt is really good at stop trolling?
I think
Because
Sopt is excellent at stop trolling.
you
And he
can't
gets a lot of
spell
practice when he plays lounge.
you can't spell stop without sopt.
That's true.
You ever
That's
realize
true.
that? Wow.
That was deep. That was
Wow.
deep. I've never considered that.
Take notes, Team Asia. I cracked the code. Great block. Remember when this was popular in, like, the first month of the game and everybody picked it? And we're like, wow, I can do the ring
Unfortunately,
shortcut.
I do. I think, you know, this track was, I think, one of the first to kind of show off the new mechanics. You know, that early
Yes.
ring shortcut where you know, and now we just kind of drift and MT trick. But at the start, it was you use the charge jump, you get the automatic trick off the ring, and you get a wall ride, which is kind of, you know, the big 3 new mechanics. So I think that's what made it so popular at the very beginning of the game.
Okay. There's the lead broken into just a little bit, but he does have 4 shrooms again after taking cut with the initial triple shroom. So lots of red, as we've seen, and now it's just a matter of who from Asia can keep the staying power up here. Another Goomba up front. Who's that other Goomba? Someone switch to Goomba?
I think Bape is a big fan of Goomba. That could be Bape.
Okay.
Otherwise, I've got no guess.
T up here too. Let's go T.
Oh,
Oh.
unfortunate ghost.
Come on.
It
Why they
looks like
gotta
the other
do
Goomba's
that?
Tyson.
That's so unlucky. Getting his stream
That is
stolen.
really unfortunate because, you know, right there too, he had already committed his drift as well. So
Yeah.
he was in a very awkward spot once those shrooms got ghosted.
And John back in front, followed by a C
The
red.
shrooms.
I mean, fair play to Team Asia. Like, not a whole lot of counterplay when the ghost targets you and your shrooms instead of the red shrooms. But
Yeah, sometimes it's how it goes.
and that's just Mario Kart, you know. That's just Mario Kart, and you got to roll with punches and
Yep,
do what you
exactly.
can with every opportunity that's given to you. Top 3, maybe even top 4 for Team Canada, all taking the shortcut, and Asia is just completely left in the dust. My goodness. This has been quite the initial match and display from Team Canada. They just played
Well, hold on. It's a good shot.
better. Okay. Is it?
Looks like, I mean,
One dodge?
it's a good shock for the situation, but it's not going to amount to much in the end. But,
Yeah.
you know, at that point in the race, they TS 3 players off the map, you know. That's about as good as you can get. But they were just a little bit too far ahead.
As they usually have been. It's kind of been the story so far of Game 1 is great plays by Team Asia, but Canada's too far ahead for it to matter that much. And that's, I think, just the shock changes for Mario Kart World is the shock doesn't impact too much. You know, like, it doesn't shrink you for a whole lot of time. So if you're not, like, dodging a bunch of people, like, on a shortcut heavy track, you're not getting that 8 Deluxe style of dodge up to the front, and you can't really break through. Asia's had a lot of good shocks, I think. I grade their shock usage B+, A. But just the position they've been in when using those shocks wasn't setting themselves up good enough to take the lead over Canada, and Canada's just been out-muscling them in the front just all day so far.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it all just comes back to kind of, you know,
Yeah.
to
I completely. Asia. Welcome back, everybody. Game 2 coming up next. We are in the intermission. In case you missed it, this is a best of 3, and Canada just took Game 1 over Team Asia. AJ, your thoughts, keys to the match, things that Canada did better than Asia?
I think in general the front presence from Canada was just a little bit overwhelming. A lot of times it was, Haruka or VC or Emil kind of up there, but it was only ever one of them. So in the match too, if we could try to get, 2, 3 of them kind of making that same group run effort that Canada has been so good at, I think that would be a huge swing in their favor.
Safety in numbers, would you say?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep. We just saw Canada way up in the front, either 2-3-4 or top 3 or like 1-3-4. Asia consistently outnumbered and outmatched in the front running department. And it wasn't even just a matter of Canada getting a bunch of like triple shroom poles at the start of the race. It was the outlining, the outmuscling, and just extending the lead right from the front, doing everything by the book, textbook, and, stuff we couldn't see off screen, keeping Asia pinned down so that they could not advance.
Yep, exactly. And again, even though, like you said on, the Sky High race last time, you never really saw Sopt. Artie was up there in the front, but Sopt never saw him in the front really. But I guarantee you, the things he was doing to Asia are exactly what led to Canada getting those group runs. So if he can, keep that up, try to stop Asia, getting those top 2s, top 3s, like we just said would be beneficial for them, that is probably the best thing he could do for this team.
How good do you think Sopt is in the mid pack? Like, is he just like an annoyance, or does he like violate the Geneva Convention? With
No. He violates. He violates.
Like he's a war criminal.
It's his favorite thing to do. I've played wars with him. You can hear the smile on his face when he does something. So I know he's, regardless of how many points he's scoring, he's gonna kill a lot of people and have a lot of fun doing it.
That's, I think, a key that transcends all the Mario Kart games is hitting the opposing team with items in a 6v6. It really does win games, because as much as we've seen from John's POV up in the front of the running power of him, Artie, Thunda as well, who has been magnificent in this game 1. It's all about, the team cohesion. Everybody knows, what they're good at and has been performing in their respective strength.
Yep, exactly. And Thunda especially, he just, I don't know what it is. He just always finds himself in the front. Anytime I play with him, I don't know how he does it or how, it works out that way, but it's really impressive to see.
Oh, Thunda streams. Take notes.
Yeah,
Maybe
Thunda
I will
is
too.
Live. Thunda is live right now. If anyone wants to see his POV.
No, but stay here though.
Into what a master looks like.
Stay here, right here on Mario Kart Central for all your casting and Mario Kart needs. But yes, Thunda is a fantastic player. He's one of the top players in Lounge, is he not? And
there's a running joke in our current team server that he's like just a humble rank 30 player. So I'd say if I go look right now, that's probably somewhere in the range he's hovering.
Okay. All right.
Which is obviously extremely talented. You have to, only the best could reach that. So
a humble office worker, as you said.
Yeah, exactly. A
earlier in
humble
match
office
1.
worker, works his 8 to 4, goes home, gets rank 30 in the game. Like it's nothing.
All right, Mario Bros. Circuit with another track that has changed a lot thanks to the 1.7 patch. Triple shrooms from Haruka and JPG. Mashi takes the rail, but is passed just a little bit. Team Asia out in front. This is really good for them. Great start.
Yeah, this is really good. This is another track where that second item set, you can pull the triple shrooms if you get there fast enough. It kind of looked like Haruka unfortunately pulled triple greens, which is not really what you're looking for. But, if his item rolled a little differently, that would be a very good start for him.
I see lots of people in the front on the lower path trying to take
lots of blue.
The shroom shortcut. Let's go. Okay, blue's up to the front. This is the start that Asia needs. But Canada has been really, really good at dismantling Asia's tops. Can they do it again? Look, look who's in first place.
Exactly as you just
Can
said
you
it.
believe it? The humble office worker.
He always finds a way. He always finds a way up there.
He literally just said, I don't know how he does it, but he always finds himself up in the front. And that's what's been so strong for Team Canada is Thunda's presence. As Artie tosses out a key ice. Artie's part of the hitting crew over there with Soft. They're so effective with their items. Would have liked to see that red maybe get T off the glider, but, I mean, already so far behind the front. Asia, 1 lap ago, had a top 3. And they still have 2 and 3, but all of a sudden, they're surrounded by red. They're in danger.
Yeah, definitely. Especially, you know, right here, this second part of the rail, very dangerous. Oh, shot coming. That was used in, like, 7th place.
Yeah,
I
think it was T.
Just used that? Yeah. So, hopefully, I mean, it looks like a lot of blue kind of in the mid-pack here. Hopefully they can catch up at the end.
Big surprise, John Goldening up yet again for the 15th race in a row. Haruka trying to get that squish.
Nice
Got
mega from
2.
Haruka.
Okay.
Possible horn attempt here, just out of range.
Too little, too late. Stopped coming up in the bill. Also too late. Team Asia, lots of upper mids. The office worker in front. You know, who's surprised there.
Always.
But Team Asia, strong. Race 1. In what
very
might be a small positive. Maybe +4 or so.
It's close.
But we'll
I
see.
think that might be like an even race.
Have to mention, Silver
That's 2.
up in the front. Hasn't been very present this whole time, but there you go. Team Asia, I think, is a very well-rounded team. A couple star talent players in Milp and Haruka, but I think they all work well together. Like Canada, I think we've been putting certain players in like certain boxes and roles. Like Thunda's up front, that's just what he does. Stopped hits, that's just what he does. But I think Asia has a lot of people who can do everything. They know they can play up and down the racetrack, hitting people. But whenever they're in a certain position, I just feel like they haven't been doing it well enough. But that race, it was a very strong start.
Yeah, definitely. You know, again, they kind of lost their front presence at the start of lap 2. But the 2, 3, and I think they even had 4 before one of them died. But they were able to hold their ground, fend off the red army behind them, and they got a winning race. So that is exactly what they need to be looking for moving forward.
Team Asia, this is their pick. They are trying to chain one decent race into another. That was a +2 positive for Team Asia. But for the first time today, they have the lead.
Yeah, and we chained it into a very nice track for their starting spots. 2, 3, pretty reliable access to the rail. And it looks like they're even in first right now on the rail here. Silver, I believe. So hopefully we can see some triple shrooms pulled maybe from this set and really try to break away.
Nice bump by Emil, but doesn't get triple shrooms. Might have had a box stolen by Artie, who did get triple shrooms, trying to muscle his way up there. T up here as well, getting drafted. Watch out.
Popped off. Yeah,
T off the track.
Off the map.
Yeah. JPG.
Now here comes
take
John.
first place
With another horn.
Unknown
Typical.
to Emil. Ooh, gets ghosted. Not too bad. I mean, how effective is one mushroom? Not very. Just has to perform
It's really
on the
not
track
the end
here.
of the world. This shroom cut on this track is relatively small, and even if the Team Asia members try to shroom up, he's got the horn, right? They can only get so close to him.
Analyze the mini map for a second here. John first place, but Asia's up here. They're ready to play.
Yeah, 2,
And
3,
VC.
lots of mids. I'd say they're in a pretty good looking spot right now, especially if whoever's in like the 3, 5, they can try to kind of collapse on the guy in 4th, maybe get him off the rail.
Ooh, there's
VC.
VC. Okay.
Nice Nana. Unfortunate
blue
blue
shell.
shell instantly coming
Yeah.
out. But he jumped off the map too. That might have been too early. I think it missed him though.
Yeah,
John
missed
back
him,
in
but
first though, probably going for his favorite feather cut right here. Yep,
It's so sweet.
Always.
Buttery smooth.
We just had a conversation about this today actually. He said that's his favorite spot to use the feather in the entire game.
Has he made like a top 10 or top 5 video of like favorite feather cuts? It better be number 1.
I don't think so, but I'll pass the idea on and we'll see what happens.
Wow,
Maybe
look
look out
at-
for that in your YouTube shorts.
Look at Team Canada. Top 3. Where did Asia go? They're billing up.
And
Somebody,
even one of
maybe
them
VC
just died on
dies.
the line as well. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, so much blue all of a sudden down to the bottom. And a
Wow.
great race for Team Canada. What happens to them? We were talking
VC
about,
first to last from one blue shell.
oh my
Really unfortunate
God,
stuff. I wish we could have
that,
seen his PLV because there was a decent split in the pack, and when he respawned, he was still like second or third. So I'm not sure what could have gone so wrong for him to end up in last.
and hindsight is 2020, but like, what if he stays top path and just barely makes it over the ropes and just gets blued there? You know? You think that might
Yeah,
have been better?
I I would say it depends. I think he jumped off the rail really early when he probably could have kept going. He might have even been to the boost panel by then, which,
What?
getting hit by the blue sucks. But if you can instantly get back up to full speed, it's not the biggest, deal in the world, especially when he just backed John off the rail. He had a ton of space. He probably holds first if he had
Yeah.
been able to get to the boost panel.
Credit to where it's due. VC with an amazing effort to pass John and nan him off the rail. That is a game-changing play, but the blue shell does turn the tide of the war.
Yeah, and you almost wonder, like, if that Kamek hadn't come and John still has his horn, maybe Canada just throws the blue at their teammate and he could kill him afterwards. And maybe, Asia gets a top 2 or top 3 even. But
No triple shrooms once again for the Givener. You just can't pull a good item box here. No, once again. It is a dice roll. I don't know what the percentage is for getting triple shrooms in first, but
I think it's around 1 in 3. Don't
1 in
quote
3.
me on it, but that's kind of what it feels like.
Okay. I mean, you are very knowledgeable, so I am quoting you as like my source. T up here, gonna have to make a difference.
Bad cut from John, losing a bunch of time, unfortunately. But
We'll see how
he's
much
fast.
it matters. And it is burnout.
Yeah, and this is one of his favorite tracks. He loves to run this track, so I would be very surprised if we see him slow down at all here.
We saw this track picked in game 1. A shock was used, I believe, lap 3, right here by Bape in 8th place. So we'll see if there's another shock, if it's used any differently. Couple Team Asia in the back, poised to make a comeback, and they're also up front, which means Team Canada might be stranded in mids, but doesn't really look like it since they have the shrooms to make a comeback.
Emil looking to make something happen with these greens, forcing John to take a slower cut, SMT down.
Yeah, unaffected, weaves around them really, really well. Connects with the red on T, and all of a sudden, once again, Canada breaking through. And gets
Very
the shroom.
lucky shroom. Very lucky shroom from John. Red
skip.
skipping, probably gonna hit stopped out of first. No, it didn't quite. Oh, it did. It did connect. But I think it's too far ahead.
Yeah, it's phantom spin. Golden shell instead of a golden mushroom. I don't know. He's been crutching on those goldens so far, but with triple shrooms, he's going to get a decent mid spot. Top 2 for Team Canada, but last set, anything can happen. Team Asia shock? Is it a blue Toadette going up? I think it is.
I believe
yes, it is.
Yeah.
This build's going to feed families, though. Watch this.
Oh, Mashi had the chance to make something happen right there.
Bill all the way up.
That's going to be a lot of tops. I believe that's a
my
top
goodness.
2, 4, 5 for Canada.
It was looking so good for Asia. But,
yeah.
I mean, if you still get a box last set on Burnout, it's bound to be something good, especially if you're like 8th place or below. And that's exactly what they got. A Bill is so, so powerful, especially since it was after the triple shrooms. That might be a lot different if the shrooms are after the Bill in the first slot there. But, good players. They get the good items, the good opportunities.
Yeah, I think that's another situation where they could have... They maybe could have looked to hold the shock a little bit and just accept that they're not going to get first. Right?
Yeah.
Because Sopt, way out there, probably not catching him, right? So if they wait a bit with the shock, maybe they can try to get another dodge or two from the last item set. Maybe have a couple of people drop behind, like we talked about.
Yeah.
And use it a little bit later, maybe TS, Canada Shroomers at the end. I think they probably could have got a lot more value out of that shock. Probably swung the race way in their favor even.
Yeah. We all know how deadly the last set burnout shock is, but Team Asia was not able to fully capitalize on it. Whistle Stop Summit, though, pretty good for Canada, though, even though it wasn't their pick, I would think. What do you think about this pick for Team Asia?
I think Emil is in 6th place right now. Best starting spot on the track. If he can get onto this yellow rail, and he actually didn't even attempt to go for it. But, you know, if you're in the 5-6 range, you can get onto the yellow rail and get, you know, the fast strat where you go off the wall and back. You can get into first, roll the box in first, take Red Rock, and have a pretty sizable lead even within the first 5 seconds or so of the race.
Okay, Thunder in first, followed closely behind by Tyson and VC. Once again, we have a Team Asia member all alone and off the
Crazy
track.
lag bump.
Wow.
Said that bump also affecting Silver, so he wasn't able to benefit too much.
I don't mind Asia's position here. Mashi has triple reds in about the 6th spot. The question is, can he use them to full effect, making it so Team Canada can't take the gap cut? They have a strong top 2, Team Canada does. And this is a pivotal point in the race, I feel like. If they can keep this top 2 all the way through the shortcut. No! One of Team Canada's players, the swoop fell off. I think it was Babe. And Asia's slowly climbing back up. Watch this.
Scary Goomba. Thought maybe he would have clipped the head and fallen off the map right there. Glad he was able to avoid it.
Oh boy, speaking of scary Goombas.
Goomba's just killed, I think, 3 people in the shroom cut. And now Asia's
Wow.
like 2-3 with a sizable gap. Thunder backed as well. Hold on.
All right,
but
it's
see,
up to the rest
it's-
of Team Asia to come on up for that support.
It's kind of just another scenario, though, where, like, you know, they get the back, but it's just too many Canada players up there. They aren't really able to capitalize.
He boomerang. Got him. Silver.
Looks like
pushed.
Mashi has a bomb here, though. John will not be able to take the cut.
If
unless Mashi
no.
fails.
Oh
And that is
no. He's
Going
gonna
to
get
be a
backs
top
too.
2 for Canada.
Wow. Yeah, outmuscled and outclassed. I think Canada just played that lap 3 just a little bit better. Started with Silver right before the gap, getting redded, unable to take that gap cut, then getting backed by JPG's boomerang, just completely boxed out of the cut, and Mashi able to take the cut, but also unable to just to execute. It's just a matter of execution, I think, for Team Asia, which is their shortcoming. But Canada, as usual, just with the performance bonuses, and they show it with all the points on this race. Well played.
Yeah, you know, I'd really like to see Mashi, especially. Maybe it's just unfortunate timing,
Yeah.
but that's, you know, the 2nd race in a row where he's been pretty timid with his items. You know, he could have backed that bomb on the first part of the NISC, you know, right when you land, and
Yeah.
that instantly kills John's race. He wouldn't even need to make the cut afterwards to secure 2nd. You know, same thing last race on Burnout. Has the horn. Is just kind of a little afraid to use it. Probably scared of team killing, which is
Yeah.
fair. But, you know, at some point, you've got to just take the risk and, you know, hope that you're able to get some value out of it.
It's fair to be scared, but I mean, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. And right now, Team Asia needs something, some kind of spark. And even if you're unsure, the precision necessary to break Canada out of those top spots is what Asia not only needs to do, but needs to start attempting in the first place. And I think you're right. Holding on to that bomb, being too timid is what's holding Asia back from really breaking through in this best of 3.
Yeah, you know, that was like a really big thing pre 1.7, where, you know, rather than everyone pulling triple shrooms, there would be a lot of triple greens pulled. A big thing was like to establish yourself in the front early, you would just need to be aggressive. Sometimes you TK, it's part of the game. You just kind of have to accept it and, you know, don't let it stop you from making those aggressive plays.
Yeah. Let your teammates know, like, team kills are going to happen. Your teammates always have the best interest, and sometimes there's going to be a little bit of collateral damage. You got to take the chances. Otherwise, you're not going to do anything. You're just going to sit behind a really strong Team Canada team who has demonstrated their running prowess. Again, the office worker up in the front, as per usual. You got to do something to take him out, or at least establish control of the spots behind him.
Well, here comes a blue. That's a pretty good start for taking out their tops. Maybe even caught Artie in the explosion. No, I don't think so.
That's a killer spot to get blued.
And now Haruka's got a bomb here. Tyson just killed himself by boomeranging the bomb.
Rip Tyson.
Good try.
For the people. Oh my goodness.
And even then, it still doesn't matter because Canada just has so many, so much dominant front presence. They're still top 3.
Yeah.
Despite a blue shell and, effectively a suicide and also a team kill. They're still just top 3.
Smart break there to not draft and mess up the little sequence at the start of the race. Another strong top presence, and Triple Reds is going to defend this really, really well.
Another blue shell, though. And it looks
we'll see
like
how much it
Silver
matters.
Another horn.
Yeah, it is
Another
quickly
horn
and effectively dodged. But here we go. Last turn of Salty Speedway. There's the
Another
JP
golden.
The JP Golden. I dare say the G stands for Golden as he passes everybody for first place, second place.
Though. Great hammers from Mashi to kill them on the line.
Yeah,
I'm
that
not
took out
sure
a couple.
If it mattered, it definitely gained him one spot, at least one spot, because one of the people that died on the line was a swoop, and he only lost to John and a Toadette. So at worst, that is +1 point.
Mashi gains a few spots, but once again, Asia is just not in a good position to finish well, to finish strong. I had some hope. It felt like a random grab bag, as Salty usually does with a tight pack. But Canada are the ones to grab those points away from Team Asia and surviving most of the mayhem. 2 blue shells would really, really put a dent in Canada's front presence. But again, they just couldn't follow up and just grab a stranglehold of the tops. Canada is just too good at what they do.
Yeah, and Salty is just one of those tracks where it is just very difficult to break in, especially because at this point in the game, the top path is so much faster than the bottom. Before the glider, the top path at the end is so much faster. But with there's the rail, there's 2 rails right after the item set, and then there's the rail right when you're leaving the water. There's just so many places to be aggressive towards people behind you that if Asia's playing, safely and trying to avoid all those, they're losing seconds over the course of the race.
As they have
it's just
safely.
insurmountable.
Yeah. Well, both teams picked Cheap Cheap Falls here, so we'll see which team it turns out better for. Can JPG pull Shrooms first set? Yes.
Of course you can.
Finally. Well, it's about time. Hasn't been doing it all day.
That's
so
true.
I think he's due.
That's true.
So where would you rate this position on the he just wins-o-meter?
It's pretty high. It's pretty high for sure. Barring a ghost.
Ghost.
And if he can at least get through this first shroom cut, it doesn't really matter if the last one's ghosted because he'll already have that breakaway.
Yeah.
And you could almost view it as better because he'll have some sort of defense to maybe be aggressive with. But
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like Funda maybe failed the NISC. Haruka snuck into second. Hopefully he can. Well, and there goes the shroom. It's a little bit late though, because now he's defenseless for the next 15 seconds, which could open up Haruka to maybe throw a red, maybe a blue because he didn't pull the horn for once.
A red shell maybe if this is 8 Deluxe.
Good point. That's a good point.
Haruka has as much access to item boxes as JPG does, and now that he has defense, Haruka's basically all alone up in the front, surrounded once again by red.
He had a shroom though. Shroom triple nanas even.
But in the grand scheme of things, Haruka still needs support, and Mule throws at the horn, doesn't connect, and JPG has been really good counterattacking with items. Kamek not really good in the attack department, so maybe Peel has a chance to break through here.
If they time it well, he could definitely stop Haruka from taking this end NISC because, the Kamek gets rid of your charge time. So if he throws it probably now, Haruka cannot take the NISC. Oh, but he's
the fish
saying hi to the Cheap Cheap. Emil also dying though. Hold on. Tyson, I think, is gonna win though because he was in a ghost. Yeah, it's gonna be a first from Canada, but it looks Asia's got a lot in the upper mid. Canada seems to have bottom
upper
3.
mid Shroomers
Maybe
was just
4?
red. Thunder and Babe.
Never mind. never mind.
taking the cut at the end, supplementing Tyson up at the front, and a 1-3-4 is just... It's what they've been doing all day. The bread and butter.
Yep. You know,
Valiant effort. I liked what Haru did at the end of lap 1. Got the right items and connected with them as well. The Nana Trail, shrooming up to the front. Just, I mean, you'd like to see more support from Team Asia.
yeah, it's just, another, instance in a long list where they've kind of got one person up there fighting, three plus Canada members.
Yeah. Safety in numbers. And Canada just always seems to have that safety up at the top. Especially when Sopt is almost certainly making it really difficult for Asia to even move up and contest.
Yeah, exactly. And, despite saying Sopt is really good at, mid-pack play and being aggressive, that doesn't take away from his or anyone else's ability, who we've talked about kind of having roles.
Yeah.
All of them are very capable of running. All of them are capable of being aggressive in the mid-pack, So when I say things like that, it's not trying to take away from their skill in other areas of the game.
Right.
It's just like, it's just what they excel at, and it's what they are able to best provide for the team.
Different cogs in the same machine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was a nice misc.
Yeah, John is he is very consistent at that cut where you get the wall ride. It's very fast, as opposed to which I'm sure a lot of people watching do, where you just hit the tree and kind of land into sand, and maybe you get a trick in the water. If you're able to skip the water entirely, like you do when you ride that wall, it's extremely fast and great for getting into the front. Although it doesn't amount to much, as he's now in 12th place.
Bill Golden is an easy ticket back up front, though, which means Canada's going to have to do a little bit of rotating, maybe. Search for that lightning bolt, which we haven't really seen much of. Canada hasn't really been needing it. T going to bag a little bit, do a little damage, which is important. You might think that's like an unassuming squish there, but it puts John back just enough to make the comeback just a little bit more ineffective. The small hits, they really do add up.
Yeah, definitely. Especially like he's gonna need to stop to bag anyway. So jump off the map. Great boomerang from
Emil.
Somebody. But
Mil's on top of his game.
When Nick's gonna have to stop anyways to bag, you might as well take someone out with you.
Yep. Item hits are always effective, no matter where they happen.
Looks like
Haruka first
again.
Yeah.
And now, but this race, he's got the support. They've got 3-4. A red player just spun out. Great aggressive play from whoever was, third or fourth. Canada billing up into third though, so they've kind of got that.
And Haruka just died.
Haruka probably died to
maybe a Kamek. Yeah.
Yeah. See him.
They're just shocked. Here
Nice
comes
shot
Team Asia.
from
Okay.
Though. Nice shot from Asia.
Here they come. Can they support the run? Second half of lap 3. John goldening up as per usual. This is just what he does. Blue shell coming out.
Well.
Going for Thunder. This could be huge.
Be a huge race for Asia if they can just hold on to this 2-3.
BC goldening
which are
up.
now 1-2.
Come on, Asia. This is your time. Can you make a dent in Team Canada? Team Canada 2-3, I believe, to finish it up. Team Asia just can't get anything big rolling.
It's still a top 2 for him. Unless someone died at the very end.
Asia bottom 2, I think. Okay, top 2. But man, it seemed like they had such great odds with like 2 or 3 people dodging into second set, stranding out a lot of Team Canada in the water. I thought that was going to be a lot bigger. Maybe I just wanted that to be a lot bigger for Team Asia.
I'm definitely in that boat. It would be nice to see them get at least one race that's just huge swing.
Yeah.
At this point, it's probably over. But if they can just get, one good race to really show that they can compete, that would be, I think, a great way to finish.
They showed the building blocks of a good race there in a lot of different departments, though. We've been asking them for more front presence. They delivered. Canada did their usual thing to try and break back up. We saw that Bill in lap 3 break up to the top spots. Haruka maybe died to a, I don't know what the coin coffer Kamek does in the water. Maybe a jellyfish or something. Jellyfish are actually super dangerous
Yeah. My
on this track,
thoughts
by the way.
is, especially lap 3, that wave cycle can be deadly depending on
Oh,
the
yeah.
base.
Oh, we all
So
know it.
maybe he either just clipped the wall or the Kamek might have caught him as he was trying to charge it up to the rail.
Yeah,
Like
but the
we were
front
talking about
presence
last
was
race.
there, and we had the back support from a decent shock call. It was a pretty predictable spot, but I mean, if it's the best spot to use it, I think it was the best spot to use it. Strand out a lot of Canada players, except for JP Goldener, who golden up back to the front, as he usually does. I mean, if it works, it works, Yeah,
Yep.
I'm memeing on it, but it's working.
This track is horrible. We're probably
Explain.
going to see someone. We're going to see someone run. They're probably going to have a huge lead, and they're probably going to end the race in like 10. Because that's just the
I
nature
disagree.
of this track.
I disagree. In order to play this track well, you have to be able to front run. And like, if this is triple shrooms, which it is finally, 2 players for Team
Great
Canada,
region,
top 2
John.
triple shrooms, and he saves him from the ghost. This is
Tyson
really
also ghosted in the cut. I don't know if you saw. He was using a feather. To
Oh,
sneak
yeah?
Out of there.
Emil. Okay, top 2 is that maybe VC in front? Either
Yeah,
VC.
Canada top 2, or my bad, Asia top 2, but John soon to pass, I'm sure. Maybe even burning 2 shrooms here to try to catch up and be aggressive with the ice.
Nah, I gotta save the shroom for the Nisk after second set, right? Surely. Superman.
Well, the Nisk after second set is not really a thing if you take Superman. You can't.
Oh,
see,
yeah.
You don't have the alignment to get up there.
Okay, Shroom in first. I mean, but look at this pack separation. Like, there's really no urgency. Even if he falls to second place. Here comes the support for
and
Team Canada as well.
lots of Canada. Now they're 1-3-4 again. Silver probably gonna find himself spinning out pretty soon. And it looks like they have triple reds in third.
Okay, so the difference could be if Asia has shrooms in those like 6th through 8th spots. If they have shrooms, if they can come up here and break it. Okay, they're coming up. They took the first shortcut. Swoop from Team Canada up to support JPG in second. Top 3 for Team Canada. But I mean, this is what makes Choco Mountain Choco Mountain. This set right here in this sequence. Can we see a bunch of blue shroom up and break in? One of them spins out. They're being held down by Team Canada. Thunder doing work, going down himself, but the damage has already been done. Look at this top 2 from Canada. Top 3 even as the
Top
Mega
block
comes
for
through.
Canada.
VC or Silver there in third, all alone, gets hit out, and Emil, just the sole survivor for Team Asia up in the front. T doing a valiant effort, either T or another spike for Team Asia, but it's just not enough. They were held back by Canada's comeback efforts and Thunder in the mid-pack, and just could not break through to the tops. Once again, a defensive effort from Canada.
Yeah, no, it looked like, again, last second there was a blue shell thrown.
Yeah.
But there was really just no chance for them to break into the front, given that the blue shell was presumably held for a lot of that race.
Yeah. So JPG started in the front, maintains the front presence, and then won.
He did.
Yeah.
He got me. But, a lot of that also comes down to Canada keeping him safe. Like, he was...
Yeah, he was well defended.
There was no threat to him for basically the entire race. So
I was about
as long
to
as
be-
he doesn't, fail Superman, which I don't think I've ever seen
He's
him fail.
good
to be
enough
honest.
to not,
Yeah.
He's good enough to do it. I was about to say, like, wow, I'm super amazed. He just won Choco Mountain without a single golden mushroom. Can you believe it? But you're right. He was well defended. Got enough. He got 6 shrooms to use in the first 2 laps, and that was enough to do it. Thank you, 1.7.
Yeah, see, that's just another example of a track where if you can get those shrooms from the first item set, you use them quick enough to catch the double set at set 2, and double the odds at something like a 1 in 3 chance. You're pretty likely to pull another set.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, Bowser's Castle. Let's see if it works. Are we going ground? Surely ground is safer. Nope.
John is a fan of the rail in first, which is, for exactly that reason, I think not a great decision.
Whoever's left just drifts and bumps out whoever's on the right and charge jumping, because the slow is just enough to just get completely T-boned by whoever's drifting to the right.
Yeah, exactly.
Decent pull for this patch, but in 12th, not going to do much, as he's probably being relegated to bagging duty.
Yeah, or maybe...
Maybe
I don't
not.
know. Thunder was lagging there. It looked like he maybe fell off the map, but still in 7th. Probably going to be shrooming up here.
Okay.
All of Canada has shrooms. Oh,
no.
did not
Lost
get a
the
drift.
drift.
He's off the map.
Oh, no.
He saves it a little bit, but still pretty
he
slow.
lost time overall, and more importantly, lost 3 shrooms. Let's look at the front. Emil P. There you go,
Canada
buddy.
just failed in 3rd.
Top 2 for Team Asia. Now this is their time. This is the race. Put your foot down. Establish the tops. Don't fail the shortcuts. You got this. They're good players. Thunder is competing in 3rd
Haruka,
place.
He's the one in 2nd. He should
Yeah.
be good. He should be
Should be
good.
good.
He's not going to fail anything. If he can look to be aggressive, which he, I think it was a ghost.
Phantom hit, yeah.
Unfortunately, but you know, and even then, VC in 5th, they can try to be aggressive here. Hopefully.
Oh no.
VC died.
Yeah, outmuscled.
And Haruka has just got bomb sniped by Thunder.
That might get him put in a montage, because bomb snipes are pretty amazing in this game. But still
Thunder's
second.
died before the cut though, and Haruka has failed. Unfortunately,
Has
he wasn't
failed.
able to
No,
capitalize
no.
off the kill, but still 1-3 or still 1-4. No, Canada's everything. behind
1-5,
at this
yeah.
point.
Emil is the only one left from Team Asia. Canada has once again dismantled them and moved up to the front. And Jean-Paul Goldener with a golden in 3 this time.
Yeah.
Going to take over that 2nd spot. Not going to make a difference
Golden's
in the
good
winner
here.
of this
he
race.
might be able to catch
Wait.
up. Especially
No way,
if,
right?
if Emil maybe gets ghosted here, he could get a red. Or actually, see,
Oh.
I think I would have liked to see John throw that red while he was midair, because I'm
Yeah.
sure it's happened to you and
Yes.
probably people watching. The red can just kind of land on you, and
Yeah.
even though you have triples, you feel like you're safe.
not.
Sometimes it's not enough, and especially on this track, like the start of this track, you know, where there's that like double slope downwards. Probably the most common spot for that to happen, and it's very frustrating.
I think my most recent crash out in a war was, man, I love just getting domed from the top when I have triples.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. It's frustrating. There's no counterplay to it, which makes it that makes it even more annoying.
Yeah.
You know, if something happens, you fail and you die as a result, you can get mad, but it's like at the end of the day, you can acknowledge it's your own fault.
Yeah.
Something like that is just it's very tilting to deal with.
I actually misremembered. I didn't have triples. I had fire and was frustrated when I couldn't back a red that was coming for me in the air. Because you can't angle
Yep.
fire upwards when you back it. You just have to do it straight back. And when the red domes you from the top rope, there's just nothing you
It's-
can do about it.
No counterplay.
Yeah. C'est la vie. C'est la Mario Kart.
Don my.
Dandelion Depths. I like this track. This is one of my favorite tracks. I feel like it's an unpopular opinion, though.
It's
Like, there's tech.
It's
It's
fun
kinda
to
fun to
drive.
drive.
I think it's fun to drive. It's got great music, but it just I don't know.
Say it.
I don't really like how it plays. I don't like how it plays online.
Why not?
But I think it's a fun track and it's got good music. Why not?
very-
Because it's got like a giant 3-second shroom cut at the end of the race, which is kind of a problem for a lot of tracks in this game. But I don't know, like on this track where that's like the only real catch-up spot, it can make it feel pretty bad at the end of the race if you don't have a mushroom. You pretty much just lose like 10 spots.
Ooh. I think-
Two people falling off the map there.
It's kind of balanced by 1.7 because there's no big shortcuts at the start to take with triple shrooms, right? So you can spam at the
That's a
start,
good point. That is a good
but you
point.
can only do so much. Especially on the giant turn. You can't really shroom on that giant turn to gain a whole lot of space. So I think this is pretty balanced for the bottom spots to try and catch up.
That's fair. That's a very fair point. I honestly never really thought about that. But I'm not sure what happened to Canada, but they're like half a lap behind already, both in bills.
Okay, Emil protecting the fronts. Mashi took cut. Actually, I think a lot of people took cut. I think only the 4th place player did not take the shortcut there.
Haruka
This is a
bumped
tough
off the
turn.
map by his teammate. That is
Oh,
really bad. Because he had shrooms as well. Oh, wait,
yeah.
he's still
Oh,
there.
wait, no, he lived. Okay, it's just lag, you guys. It's just lag. Okay, Mashi defending with triple greens. Gets the defense out, JPG does, just in time. Haru on the left. Still with the shroom, I believe.
Oh, he's way up there now.
Oh, yeah.
Haruka, I know he's been practicing. He went for that. At this point, it's not really new, but not a lot of people go for it. Where you charge jump up to the alternate path.
Yeah, the strat.
And, you know, I think that strat has merit, but you miss an item box. And, you know, Haruka was in second place. If he was able to get a box, maybe he pulls those triple greens he needs to not immediately
How is he
die afterwards.
alive?
I'm not sure.
How is he alive? What?
Good awareness to swerve. Scary bouncing, though.
Yeah, there's no way it hits, though.
Oh, he's going for it again.
Okay.
Looks
This
like
is
he
just what
hit
Haruka brings to the table.
Yeah, it looks like he hit it. I'm not sure how much time it actually saves.
Like a half second
But-
at best.
Well, kind of looks like he lost time.
I think he broke even, yeah.
But hammer snipe
Oh,
did not
it hit?
connect, unfortunately.
No?
Really good try, though. Really, really good try.
draft, maybe? Oh, no, he's going to get drafted.
He's going to get drafted.
Nah. I mean, that's just the skill on display from John.
Yeah, and sadly, that is going to close out the game because Asia needed like a plus 40 there. They pretty much needed a fridge to stay in it.
So smart
So,
to release that last mini turbo early just to get in range of the draft. But yeah, Canada just super strong all the way through. The team cohesion, the item hits, the front running power is just too much for Asia. Just too much. And the team that goes 3-0 in their group stage is the one that falls.
yeah, you know, I going 3-0 in their group. I know the group stages were generally a little bit lower average skill, but like they had Chile in their group, I think, who
Yeah,
also
Chile, Venezuela, and Hong Kong.
yeah, you know, Chile
and
was a
Taiwan.
great team. They
Yeah,
unfortunately, you know, got matched against Japan this morning. But
I mean,
there's a, you know, this is-
Japan,
that's just
like
how the
everyone
draw
is
goes.
beatable.
Yeah.
Everybody's beatable.
But you know, melodic, you know, like the top 4 players I think on Chile were very strong. So being able to get a win over them is definitely something to be proud of.
Yeah, Melodic's really good.
Yeah,
I
melodic,
think I casted them.
Rompe, Marlin, and
Oh,
I know there's
love
one more.
Rompe.
There's one more that I'm not remembering, and I
Big
feel
Rompe
really bad about
fan.
it, but yeah, I know he was on Twitter a little disappointed with himself this morning, but you know, even just making it this far is something to be proud of, I would say. So
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it is the World Cup. We have, this is what we like to call in the sports world, best on best.
yep, exactly.
And I mean, you know, you're the captain of Team USA. This is tough competition. You got to be at your best, and sometimes you're playing with your countrymen, but sometimes you're on different teams, and you have to learn how to play with each other, which is in a 6v6 environment extremely important. You can rely on your own skill a lot of the time, but I mean, item plays, backs. We've seen maybe a lot of, as you said before, hesitation from Team Asia. That might come from
No hesitation there, though.
Yeah,
Mashi instantly throwing the greens, and I think they're top 2.
there you go,
And-
Mashi.
This is a track where if you have the top spots, basically unbreakable, because
Yeah.
there's this really tight turn where you can be aggressive. There's the rail before the item set, and then you know once you land from the glider, it's pretty much all rails.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can see John off.
Bang.
Hopefully we can see Asia hold on to these top 2 and you know get a good race here as we're closing out.
Canada is close behind. Takes one out on the rail. You saw it.
Great, yep. Great aggressiveness
Exactly as
from
you said.
whoever's in second. I think that's Haruka who switched skins.
Switch Toadettes.
I think so.
And got to change something.
Haruka
Haruka falls.
to John.
Yep.
Or not John. We're watching John.
Yeah.
They're all Goomba now, actually. They almost all of them switched. I don't know who's who anymore.
Maybe Tyson. Tyson's been playing Goomba.
And Amashi also out of first.
Oh, no. Shock.
Jock from most likely Canada off
Oh,
the map for John.
no.
That is really bad.
John
you know,
Paul
depending
Goldener.
on what people pulled from this item set, Asia could take over a lot of the tops here.
Yeah, it starts with third. Emil going
Third
around.
Machi, it
Maybe,
looks like yeah, it looks like they're all going towards the rail. So probably
yeah.
not going to be too much changing of positions, unfortunately.
Thunda and Tyson up there, I believe. Should be Tyson. He's been a solid Goomba all day for Team Canada. Not too present in the front, but from what we've seen on the scoreboard. But, I mean, when you have star power like this from Team Canada, there he is. Bang. 104 points from Tyson. Just quietly being one of their best players today.
Yeah, no, Tyson's a phenomenal player. Even just between games, I know he was really upset with how he played in the first match.
Yeah.
So
You think
it's nice
so?
to see him, bounce back. Oh, I know so. I know
Yeah.
so. He said something to me that I cannot say on the stream. He was not happy with himself. But, it's nice to see him bounce back because, at this point we know they're going to be playing Japan in the morning. So they're
Yeah.
going to need all the confidence they can get going into that.
Team Japan is always a very formidable opponent. It's like some countries, in terms of like Mario Kart, some countries just always show up. France, we were talking about France before, always there. Spain, always there. Canada's always been good at Mario Kart. The United States, and of course, Japan, one of the all-time titans of not only 12-player, but 24-player as well. They can just do everything.
Yeah, no, the Japanese showing in 24 player in this game is really really crazy to see. Cuz over here in the West we don't really like the mode, right? But
Yeah,
it's
we're very
it's
traditional
also a skill
12-player.
issue. It's also a
Yeah, it
skill
is.
issue for sure. Like the way and that's what makes Japan so good in this game is cuz in 24 player there's so much more going on. You have to be aware and you have to be basically flawless in your driving. Because, as soon as you fail, you're in a pack of 10 people. So that,
Oof.
that skill definitely carries over to 12 and it shows in their driving. They very rarely, if ever, will make a driving error, and that's what makes them so hard to keep up with.
Yeah, not a whole lot of driving errors for Team Canada. I think back to
Another great green from
yep, and a red.
Anna Red
Okay,
playing A
and
Deluxe.
just like that. Oh,
And it doesn't matter. Getting it
maybe a
right
little
back on top.
over aggression, but I mean, like, I like the aggression from Haru and Team Asia. Like, you got to do something. Put more points into offense over defense. Like, just get those hits in because Canada's been so good at getting up to the front and defending themselves that the over aggression is maybe not the wisest, but warranted from Team Asia. Like, somebody's got to do something, and Haruka is trying to put the team on the back, in a sense, and break up those tops, which have been so difficult to break through so far today.
Yeah, I think in general, it's always better to be over aggressive than under aggressive because it's much
Yes.
easier. It's much easier to kind of rein yourself back than it is to break the habit of like being scared to
Yeah.
throw your items. So
Ooh.
Asia shock, or
Stranded a lot of people in the sand on the right side.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that was an Asia shock. It didn't really seem to benefit them, but they had two people dodge.
There's a
So
case to say it was Canada because there was a lot of blue coming up on the right side in the dirt, like a lot of streamers, and they were just all evaporated by that shock,
yeah,
just stuck in the cut. Oh my goodness, yeah, that's Team Asia live POV after that shock. So yeah, there was a bill, may or may not have dodged, but yeah, that was just the nail in the coffin. And Team Canada wins game 2 by a very convincing amount, and they will move on, eliminating Team Asia. And Team Canada, as you said, will face a titan of the game tomorrow morning. Team Japan awaits them in the second round. We are all done with the first round of the bracket stage. We are down to just a few teams, 8 teams, I think.
yep,
Moving
we're
into
down to
rounds
8.
2.
We're down to 8, and it's gonna be Spain versus England. That's gonna be a great match. I know.
Ooh,
I saw that they're going to be trying to delay that match because a lot of Spain are currently at like a real life meetup.
yeah,
So I think they're going to be trying to push that one later into the week. Japan and Canada obviously happening right here in the morning in like I think 12 hours from now. I think it's 11 a.m. Eastern.
yeah.
It's either
Call
11 or noon. Not exactly sure.
call it a
And
back to
then
back.
yep. And
They're
again,
ready.
I know they're John was feeling confident. He's feeling confident about it that they can at least keep it competitive, which would be great to see.
He showed it today. Like
Mhm.
the comeback mechanics, the item hits, the front running presence. We saw it all. And as long as I think John has a golden mushroom in his inventory, he's going to make a difference in that war.
Yep.
But I mean, Japan versus Canada, please, please watch that. It's going to be must see Mario Kart, as are, to another extent, all of the rest of the games, the World Cup. We are done with round one. We are down to the best of the best of the best in round two and beyond. We can't wait to see all of you for the rest of the matches. Extremely well done to Canada. Really dominant performance through and through. They have demonstrated their place here. They have demonstrated their win. They're clean 2-0 over Team Asia, who they themselves displayed a lot of valor, attempts at breaking up to the front. They just never gave up, and that's a great quality to have in a Mario Kart team. Fell just short in this match, but Team Canada. More of your thoughts on their chances versus Japan?
I think, unfortunately, I just read that Soft is gonna be unavailable
Oh no!
tomorrow for
Oh
Canada,
no!
which is not great because he is definitely the person who can most match their aggressiveness.
Yeah,
Again, not that no one else is capable of doing so, but Soft is
there's
just
no one like Soft.
there's no one like Soft on that team.
It's the
So not having
intangibles.
him, it's gonna make it harder for sure. But in terms of the driving, the individual skill, not a huge difference. So I think if they're able to, have other people kind of step up into that aggressive role, I think they could still for sure win if they're playing well.
Okay, so that is the end of Team Canada versus Team Asia. Team Canada takes it 2-0. We have more Mario Kart coming up for you tomorrow. We start with 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Japan versus Canada. Please be here and watch that. And later in the day, we have two other matches going on at the same time, 2 p.m. Eastern. That is going to be pretty much right after Japan Canada. We have USA versus Italy and France versus Germany. All of this is the highest, highest, highest level of Mario Kart. All of these teams are competing for the very top, the prestigious World Cup. Be here and watch it with us.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. I'm really excited to wake up, watch the game in the morning, maybe get something to eat, and then play my own match versus Italy.
Yeah, that's right. You're playing for Team USA tomorrow, are you not?
Yep, I am. I am. We have a great LU. Italy's a great team. They've beaten Japan, themselves.
They
So,
did. Yeah.
anyone who can claim that they've done that is a good enough competitor for us to, really want to take it seriously and do the best we can do.
For the
So,
couple later matches, USA versus Italy will be on cast. France versus Germany status right now is probably not, but we will get that to you all if we can. But for now, that's all from us. This is Mario Kart Central. I'm Bubbles with my co-caster AJ. You did a great job for your first time, by the way.
thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Hope to
Luckyo
be. I
on
hope to be back.
Yeah, Luckyo on the stream host. Great as always. And as always, we will see you all tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern for Japan versus Canada. Have a good night, everybody.